Now, friends, let us come to the questions on the depreciation. Now, depreciation, hardcore basics, idea number 34. Now, friends, in this particular question, see, you have got all the details of plant and machinery, factory building, and all that. Okay, and in this particular case, the depreciation calculation, etc., whatever that you have to do, and together with that, you have to learn quite a good number of concepts which are linked with the case laws. Okay, but I will not go into the details of each and every case. I will explain all the case laws fundamentally, but I will not go into the technical details of names and all that, because the whole purpose here is from the MCQ model point of view. So understand the hardcore concept very precisely. Okay, now see, there are two separate block, plant and machinery, factory building. Okay, WDV at the beginning is available to you. Okay, so WDV at the beginning, so at opening WDV. Okay, plant and machinery, air conditions in the factory premises, so you can add this to the block because air condition is a plant and machinery. Now see, where are all these judgment? Can I say that air conditions in the factory premises are plant and machinery? Okay, so air conditions, yes, they are plant and machinery, so I will be adding that. Okay, thereafter I have installation of a lift in the factory building. Now this lift inside a factory building is a court cases, that supposing if there is a building and inside a building you are having a lift installation. So if you see the lift individually, you can think that it is a plant and it's a machinery. Okay, it's a plant and machinery, but it is an installation which is inside a building. So whether this particular lift inside a building, should that be categorized as a plant and machinery or should it be categorized as a factory building? Okay, so the court have already said that this lift inside a building, okay, lift inside a building will be a factory building. So it should not be categorized as a plant and machinery, but it should be added to the block of factory building and not the plant and machinery. There are many such examples given. Now, for example, it's a motor car. Now, inside a motor car, you have air condition. Okay, so air condition inside a motor car, something like that. Okay, so can I say that air condition is a separate plant and machinery and it is not a part of the motor car? Because motor car can be a separate percentage block, that means a separate block, and plant and machinery can be a separate block. So which block have I to add? So any such composite situations, the courts have always stated that you have to identify the main asset, and that particular main asset has to be considered for the purpose of block. So here, installation of lift in the factory building will go in the factory building. Okay, thereafter assets sold is 6 lakhs. Okay, now if you see this plant and machinery itself, first of all, right now if you see, apparently because still factory building analysis I have yet to do, you see 3 lakh and 2,50,000, your total cost is 5,50,000 and your sale price is 6 lakhs. So ultimately your block is becoming negative. That means your sales of the block is exceeding the cost at the first reading. Okay, so if any such situation comes that in a particular year your sale price of the asset of the block is exceeding the cost, that means the cost means opening plus additions during the year, then such excess will be straight away your deemed short-term capital gain. I repeat, deemed short-term capital gains. Okay, that will straight away go in the capital gains chapter if the block becomes negative. So don't say it's a negative WDV and go to the, it's basically a profit. A negative WDV means basically a profit, that your sale price is more than the aggregate cost. So that figure is straight away taxable, and don't forget it is deemed short-term capital gains in the capital gains chapter. Okay, now see the factory building. Factory building opening is 10 lakhs. Then land at Bhubaneswar for construction of a factory. A land is not eligible for the purpose of any depreciation. Only building is eligible. Land is not eligible for any depreciation. So forget about that. Now construction of factory. Total area is 24,000 square meter, including 1,000 square meter of canteen. So in this 8 lakh of rupees, there is a building and some portion of the building is a canteen. So can I say canteen is also a factory building? Can I say that? That is a question. Okay, so the courts have already stated the canteen, which is a part of the factory building, okay, in reality will be a part of the factory building. Okay, so supposing it was a canteen of office premises, then the treatment of the canteen premises will be same as the office premises. So a canteen inside a factory building will be equal to a factory building. A treatment will be like that. Okay, then construction of an independent temple within a factory complex to boost the working morale of that particular employees. So courts have already stated even this temple Even this cost of, because temple is constructed, no, so there is a cost for it. There is a money which the company has spent on that temple. So you cannot say that like, oh, the god is used for your business purpose, and so how you will get a depreciation on that. So when it comes to taxation, you don't have to go with so much of emotions. After all, from a company point of view, it is a construction cost, and it is but for the employees' morale. So it is but for the business purpose. So this will also be treated like a factory building. So what I'm trying to say that here we have to add it to the factory building block itself. Okay, so this will also be added. Okay. Then this 25,000 I've already explained. Road development in the factory complex. Now the road, people say that road is on the land, so the cost of the construction of the roads should be like improvement to the land, and so you don't get a depreciation. Land is not eligible for depreciation, but a road is also a part and parcel of a building. I repeat, a road is also part and parcel of a building, so it is eligible. And why these roads going in the factory building block? Because these roads are linked with the factory building. Okay. Compound walls. Now again, the compound walls is also a building. Courts have already explained that compound wall is also construction. See, the building, you will feel that building is something which you can go inside and you can stay, and you can do some work, or you can have some laboratory or something like that. This is how you imagine. But a compound wall is a part of the construction. So it is a construction cost. So it will be eligible for the purpose of this. Okay. Then the sum of the assets have been sold during the year, so that you have to less it. Okay, so all the additions you will do, all the less that you will do. And in this particular question, I think that half rate, full rate data, I think that number of days used not been given, so you can do the calculation. Okay, now 2 extra points are given. Company has 2 set of plant and machinery, and one is idle and the other is working. Now, can I say that this 2 set of plant and machinery, one is idle? Okay, so idle means it is not used for the business purpose. See, one of the basic condition of the taxation is that assets should have been acquired and the assets should have been used for the purpose of business and profession. So the use of the asset, that is always a very, very important thing. Okay, see, it should have been used, the asset which you are having should have been used for the purpose of business and profession. Okay, so if it is used for the business purposes, then only you will be eligible for the purpose of what should I say, the depreciation. So one of the basic condition is that you should have owned and you should have used it, and usage of the asset. So if you say that it was idle, so not used, can you say like that? Okay, so for example, if you have 2 computers, for example, and you are a chartered accountant, so you are using one computer one day, another computer another day. So can you say that 50% time you have not used one of the computer? Okay, this kind of logic is not to be accepted. In other words, the courts have always explained that always there are 2 types of uses: active use and a passive use. The courts have explained this: active use and the passive use. A passive use is also used for the business purpose, and accordingly you cannot that restrict the depreciation saying that it is not used or something like that. So both the sets are used for the business purpose. Okay, then the second point, plant and machinery was under maintenance and repairs for 20 days during the year. So under maintenance and repairs, plant and machinery. Okay, so can I say that 20 days it is not used? Can I say like that? And I will say 20 days proportionate depreciation I will disallow. Can I say like that? No. So even assets under maintenance or asset under repairs are as good as used. You cannot say that it is not used. It is as good as used. Okay. So basically the concept of use is active use, passive use, asset under maintenance is also as good as used. And accordingly you have to calculate the depreciation.